I want every board member watching this to ask their GCC leadership one question this week. What intellectual property has this center created in the last 12 months? If the answer requires a search, a meeting, or a follow up email to produce, that pause is telling you everything you need to know about how that center is actually being governed. India's GCCs are among the most sophisticated technology operations in the world. The engineering talent is exceptional. The infrastructure investment is real. The scale is undeniable. And yet, most boards I advise are still reviewing their GCCs through a single lens: cost. Cost per FTE, cost versus offshore alternatives, cost savings year on year. That is a 2005 governance framework applied to a 2026 strategic asset, and the gap between what these centers are capable of and what boards are asking of them, that gap is where institutional value disappears quietly every quarter. Change what you measure immediately. If your board GCC report covers headcount attrition, you are measuring a shared service center, not a strategic asset. Demand a parallel scorecard, patents file, products owned, end-to-end revenue attribute to GCC originated work. The moment you change the metrics, you change the mandate. And the moment you change the mandate, the center begins to evolve. IP ownership is the single clearest test of GCC maturity. A center that executes work designed elsewhere owns nothing. A center that owns intellectual property, software architectures, AI models, data products, and proprietary processes has entered genuine strategic value. For PE and VCs, this distinction is not a nuance, it is a valuation variable. One that does not is a recurring cost line. Your competitor's GCC is not standing still. The strategic risk of governing a GCC as an execution center is not that it underperforms. It is that it stays static while a competitor's center evolves into a product engine. That is not a technology risk, that is a competitive positioning risk. And it is the kind of risk that does not appear on a cost report, which is exactly why boards miss it. So the question I leave every board with is not about strategy, it is about evidence. When your board last reviewed your GCC, what was on the agenda? Cost performance, headcount, attrition rates, or capability roadmap, IP portfolio, innovation P&L, and competitive positioning? The answer to that question tells you exactly whether you are governing a cost center or building a strategic asset. And only one of those is worth the investment you are making.